Hello everybody, it's Tokkuri Yashi. How's everybody doing? Today we're going to be having a look at Magical Girl Kasumi and Shiori, who have both been given their unique equipment 2s. Both of these characters, the unique equipment 2s, were announced a long time ago now. I believe it was still in the anniversary live stream that they were announced. They had plenty of time to be grinding out their shards ready for them now. Both of these characters are featured in this story event here, the Magical Girl duo, Misty and Purely. We are Misty and Purely. This is where you get the shards for Shiori, who is a free-to-play character, and grind them out if you would like to. So before we quickly go and have a look at these two characters, we've also got an announcement for next month's unique equipment 2s, which is 6-star Ray and this New Year's Suzume. Get grinding out their very hard shards ready for that next month if you want to be building these characters. I didn't actually say only a few days ago, are we ever going to be using 6-star Ray ever again? Well, maybe we will be within a month's time. So let's go over then and have a look at the two characters this month. They've got their unique equipment 2s, and as we can see here, they are both light characters. Kasumi, we're going to have a look at first here, is a light magical character and a jammer. She's been given the jammer role. Always really ever only used in PvP. As we can see here, Union Burst deals magical damage to all enemies. It's not a huge amount, and steals TP from an enemy there. Same on her skill 1 there, a bit of a TP steal, and then lowering enemies damage. This is the skill we are interested in today. A skill 2 here, which before the unique equipment 2, again dealt a small amount of magical damage to all enemies in range, which I believe was 280, and then a 2.5 second blind to enemies that were damaged by that attack. So let's go over there and have a look at a unique equipment 2 here. The Magical Misty Ribbon, which when equipped to Kasumi will give her more hit points, physical defense, magical defense, and a magical crit rate, as well as buffing this skill 2. So what does the skill 2 do now with this unique equipment? So we can see that it will slightly reduce the magical defense of all enemies in range centered around the fairly exposed enemy. So it also deals medium magic damage and blinds them. So before she did damage and blind, now the damage has gone up from 0.27 to 1.4 times magical attack. The range has gone up from 280 to 400 range, centered on the furthest most targets. The blind stays the same at 2.5 seconds. On top of that, she also will be lowering this magical defense, as we can see here, 0.6 times the skill level. Mine's at 203 magical defense down. She's limit broken, so again it's slightly higher than if she wasn't, because it scales on skill level. And she's also now restoring TP to all allies within a 100 range around herself, so they get 60 TP. That 100 in range around herself, we'll mention she sits at position 730. So again, backwards it should be fine, but forwards it'll go to 518. Remember, adding another 112 for the pixel dimensions of the sprite. That's all the way forward to Halloween Neon. As I'm thinking, we could probably still only using this Kasumi on PvP team, so elements are not really relevant in that mode. If you're big nuclear trying to have a 6-star Anne team, she's not going to work as well with 6-star Anne, because 6-star Anne's too far forward. Not going to be getting this TP from her. Further upmost, she's going to increase the TP further by 48 times the number of targets. So if there's 5 targets, that's another 240 TP. So in total, 300 TP to all allies that are in range. This will be quite handy, because if I can find it here, this is a loop pattern. We can see this skill 2 is the first action that she performs. So a big little buff to how can it be a big buff to TP for all allies within the range straight away on their first action could be pretty handy. Although I will say the rest of her loop pattern is pretty old. not the best, so this skill isn't going to be fired off quite as often as more recent characters. So that is what Kasumi has been given with this unique equipment too. Where does that really leave her in the game with this? Well, obviously she's going to be a lot better in PvP if you're going to have her on a team. A lot of people are saying she needs to get 2,000 crit rate. At the moment it's 1,500. Getting that 2,000 crit rate allows her to be guaranteed critting. This is going to help her to quickly remove any barriers that opponents put up. This is what I've gathered from what people have been saying. I don't think Shiori Noir will be negated. Shiori Noir is still going to be a bit of a problem, but she could be better in PvP. Definitely going to be better in PvP with this unique equipment too. My brain, I don't really like PvP that much. My brain was always focused on clan battle, on deep quest, on longer boss fights. Could she be used in any of those? I don't really know. Possibly they are going to design a boss for this next clan battle that requires you to have a character that TP steals, because it does damage on its union based, or stuns, or seals, or knocks back, or does something to your characters that reduces your damage. And if you can TP steal it and stop it from union basing so much, your damage will increase. Kasumi here is going to be pretty good for that. We've also got Vampy, remember, this month, who also TP steals. So look out for a boss that requires TP stealing next clan battle. They're giving quite a few of these characters. So there we go, that's Kasumi. A much better option now for PvP, but probably only ever rarely going to be used in this. So, our second character today, Magical Girl Shiori. Again, light physical. She is a buffer. Again, she was only ever really used in PvP, and I say that, but she was never even used in PvP. So, can this unique equipment save her? A union base, a very old, just a physical attack buff to all allies. An okay number, especially for an older character, but today it's a little bit dated. A skill 1, a physical attack to allies, boosting their physical crit rate and physical damage, and all just buffing the allies. Damage here on their skill 2, though this is what we're going to have a look at today. Before the unique equipment, she boosted allies' physical attack within range and dealt quite a considerable amount of actual single target damage there. 400,000 odd. That's a decent amount of damage, although this is the only place that this Shiori does do any damage. So what has she got with this unique equipment too? Her magical ribbon is giving her hit points, physical attack, physical defense, and magical defense when equipped to her, as well as boosting this skill too. So now she's got a huge amount of extra stuff on here, as you can see. She's now greatly increasing the physical attack power of all allies in range, centered on the user. So maybe we should mention her position. She is in position 712. It's a 300 range, so that will go forward to position 300. Remember that extra 112. All the way forward to Zuki. Anyone New Year's moniker and forward will miss out on this. So again, you maybe want to be thinking of more rear-facing characters to go with her. This is a physical attack buff, which was 15 times and is now 30 times the skill level. So for me, it is 10,440. Again, she's limit broken, so it's slightly higher maybe than yours. She did have single target damage 6 times to 6.5 times, so the damage really hasn't gone up much at all. So in addition to this, now she gets a barrier on herself that nullifies magical and physical damage, also dealing large physical damage to one enemy target in front, and reduces their physical defense. So she's got physical defense debuff as well. Again, these scale with skill level 348. Now if this barrier that she has put up on herself in this skill is up, then the damage from this skill will go from single target to multiple target, all enemies, and on top of that it will ignore 50 defense. She has a self physical attack buff of 70 times skill level. So this is 24,000 odd physical attack buff to herself. There's quite a lot of attack buff to herself there, and she's also inflicting a 3-second stun. So what have they actually done with this skill here? I think making her AoE damage, giving her that stun, a bit of physical defense down, then making her a little bit better for PvP. I think she's probably still only ever going to be used in PvP. Here is a loop pattern again, very old. This skill 2 is a second action that she does, and it's not going to be used that much once we get into the battle. Because it's second action, it's a little bit slow. Maybe it could be worked, but again, it's going to take a bit of timing, a bit of everything to work well for it to go your way. So could she be used in longer fights, clan battle, deep quests? I'm not sure. She's not going to be out damaging characters like 6-star Suzuna, the lyrical Liberator Mawimi. She's not going to be out buffing characters like Ameth or New Year's Misato. Now she's multiple target, that's where she's going to be getting any more damage. She's probably going to, if she's going to be used in a fight like that, it's going to be in a multiple target, against a multiple target enemy, where I don't think she's going to be out damaging Hatsune and Shiori. She's not going to be replacing Krigita. Maybe she could be an addition to one of these teams going forward. But maybe her role is going to be in clan battle. So what I'm going to go away and do now, you see I haven't got the unique equipment 2 on Shiori yet. I'm going to do a fight against a training boss, multiple target with a light team, and then I'm going to put it on and do the same fight, and we'll just compare the damage. Now she's got multiple target, which is multiple target with quite a decent amount on each node. So I'm going to come back in a minute then, when we've done that, and we'll just see what kind of damage she can do against a multiple target boss. Right, so we're going to go in with this team here. It is a bit of a mishmash of a team. What I'll be finding is the magical girl Shiori just keeps dying. I had to have Ameth on the team to stop her from dying, which means we are now tanking with Ameth. So before her unique equipment 2, does not have a unique equipment 2 on here. You're not running her on the team, you would take her off so you could put somebody else on. But for this little test, we need to have her there. So this is the team that we have come up with. So I'll be back at the end. We'll see what it does, and then we'll compare it with their unique equipment 2 on. See if there is a substantial increase in her damage against a multiple target opponent. So we're back with 10 seconds to go. And we'll have a look at what damage, well, it's what damage Shiori is doing. We probably could see what damage everybody else is doing as well, because there are a few extra buffs for the team that Shiori is getting too. So there we go, 405 million damage, and there's the damage report. We'll compare that one to the one with the unique equipment 2 on in a minute. Right, 11 million damage there. We will be back with that. So we've got the unique equipment 2 on Shiori. As we can see, I've managed to get it up to 3 stars from the grinding that I've been doing over the last couple of months. So let's jump back into that same boss with the same team. We do have our light weakness on here still, so we will be back with the results very soon. Right, back with 10 seconds to go. Damage is a little bit higher than it was last time. Can we get up to the 500 million? No, we didn't quite get there, but the damage was up a little bit. Let's have a look at the damage report there. From 11 million to 71 million damage there. Let me just get these both next to each other so we can compare. So here we have both of the battles compared next to each other. As we can see, Shiori's damage went up by 60 million in that fight there. Total damage up by just over 80 million. Everybody's damage was up a little bit, apart from Ameth's. So I don't know if still, even with this, I'm not completely sure that she is going to be run in long fights against bosses, in clan battle, in deep quests and stuff like that. We'll wait and see what bosses we get, maybe something that'll be designed for her to use, but she probably is still only ever really going to be using PvP, which is sad because I do like Shiori and I do like this magical girl Shiori, and I was hoping maybe for a little bit more. I think what we've got is pretty good. Let me know what you think of Magical Girl Shiori. We'll look out over the next few weeks, see if she's using Clown Battle. I'm Tokkuri Yashi, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all again for another video. Bye, 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 hey!